Hello and welcome back to the RBA Premier League. This is the Marching Ents, getting ready to send ourselves off into Season 12 in the RBA Premier League. Coming off of a really great season, made it all the way to the championship, the finals, tied with punters, and then somehow in a tie found myself being first loser. So congrats to the old punters, three-time champ now. We're all looking up to you, man, trying to see how you're making it happen the way you do. So going to try it again here in another season. Moving on, you can see here we had a 748, had a really good season. The roster, I think kind of the highlights, Gondor, Faramir ended up with a second. He's a 2-year player and has now, if you'll take a look here, in his stats, he has 2 rings, 2 MVPs. So he's looking quite solid, quite a stud there. Had 134 touchdowns. Anyway, yada yada yada. He's great. Looking here at Oakenshield, kind of the franchise face of the franchise, 30 years old now. I wonder if we'll see some attributes go down after this next season. We'll take a look at it, but he had a fantastic season, 119 touchdowns on 4,600 yards receiving. So he's approaching the famed 800 touchdown career mark. So we'll see. We should get there as long as he stays healthy and et cetera, et cetera. Tom Bombadil, 32 years old. I kept saying he was 31. He's actually 32. Getting closer to retirement, but the guy still plays. Really plays. 3,000 yards last year. So let's go. Let's see what happens in the off season. I was going to do some planning, but heck, let's just, you know what? Front office. I think I re-signed these guys. Yeah, 2-year contract. Okay. Let's see what happens. We've got some guys that are going to... new season begins. Some guys that are going to be retiring. Whatever. Of course they're expecting great things. We've never lost a game. That team morale is the one thing I just can't wrap my head around. Okay. Aloof, for you. Well, I think everybody was asking Comets and Rams too. I am against the Tide week 14. Most importantly, let's go right to what's most important. So RBD 14 against the Tide, who is a 2.5, 1.5. That bodes well for me. So there you go. There's that information. Let's take a look at our free agents. No way am I going to take a wide receiver of that stature in the... Look at his stamina. No stamina. Serious? So I got to hope for something better there. Let's see. D lineman, everybody's saying, is what you've got to be looking at. This guy looks really fantastic. Holy cow. But I'm liking my lineup. They played very well for me. It's the turnovers that I'm not getting. It used to be the defensive backs produced killer turnovers, but now we're getting usually 1 or 2 interceptions per season is a really good season. So I'm wondering if that fumble is becoming the new way to get the ball back faster. Okay, so no changes there. Man, I'm scared to do this. I was going to do this for free agents and look at my roster on this side of things. Who am I losing? So we've got 1 more year with Faramir. Am I looking at this right? 1 more year with Oak. Who's going to be... Wait, these are the guys that... Do I not have anybody due for a... All right, we're just going to find out because since I've moved on to the next season, I'm not sure that's going to show me in that screen. Go ahead, laugh. I'm not thinking through it. It's early. Okay, let's just go. Okay, we do have players with expiring contracts. Ooh. Don't watch this, Comets. I can't get... I've only got 16 left. I'm sorry, I do not use a tight end nearly enough. I need to gain 3 to get my linebacker back. He's needing to be re-signed. I need to get him back. He's been a producer. I believe he had an interception and a sack for me last year, is making tackles. Whoa. Oh, roster. Pushed the wrong button. Okay, so it's easy to get rid of bugs, but I need 3 million. I'm colorblind, and so that 19, I think it says 19. Please tell me it says 19. Yeah, 19. It's really hard for me to see that red. So I gotta get 19, which means... Dang. I was hoping I could just get rid of bugs and that'd be enough. Am I cutting my tight ends this year? Kind of got by for free because everybody was cheap last year. That was why I made a run like I did all the way to the championship. You got to do it when you've got cheap talent, before everybody gets expensive on you. That's what I'm going to have to do. And then I'm going to have no room for anything. Volson, congratulations on getting your ring. Congratulations. Don't watch this, Comets. Please don't. Please don't. All right, we've got $3 million amazing dollars left to play with. Sorry, Dunbar, my man. Truly sorry. He's not a Hall of Famer. He's not anything but a good second. Man, I kind of... Thanks to Comets, he has a place in my heart now. But I just don't use him. I just don't use him to pay that kind of money for him. Dunbar, saluting you for a great 3 seasons. I believe it was 3 seasons, I should know. Of being the piece to the puzzle you needed to be. Well done, sir. Best of luck to you. We are not going to be re-signing you this year. You know what? I need to do it right. I need to do it to his face. That's it. And we've got no room on the roster. I mean, in the, in the salary cap there. So essentially, we lost the 2 tight ends that were a luxury last year more than anything. Let's see what the draft has for us this year. So, even though I can't afford them in Comets, this is what I was hoping for me. I'm trying to see if there exists. The reason I look at the wide receivers is, does a wide receiver exist with full stamina? Just haven't seen it. I've seen it close, within like 2 ticks of being there, but as far as potential, but I've never seen a full stamina wide receiver. Doesn't look like there's one here either. I'm fairly certain there's nobody I'm going to be able to pick up. I think you're already looking at the team we're going to get. Again, just kind of looking at wide receivers. That guy's actually decent. Still, he's got to be maxed out on speed. In this game, you've got to have a wide receiver maxed out on speed. We're going to look to the 2nd and 3rd round and maybe get lucky on a $3 million luxury, like another tight end or we can make up an additional $2 million, drop our kicker, so we can get up to $5 million. If there's a player out there, like here's a running back. If there'd be another tight end out there at the $5 million mark, yeah, because Bugs is worth 2. Yep, that's what we're gonna do, and I'm not gonna waste any 1st round on that. Make sure I'm not missing anything. I kind of want to look at these guys just because See what is out there. Yeah, nothing great. Nothing great. All right, moving on. We'll sell the credits and see what we have in the 5 million range. Again, it's in red since I'm only showing 3 right now before I take the kicker off. So it's hard for my eyeballs. Okay, so a Zigbo, no stamina, has some speed, could be an option out of the backfield. Here's a tight end. Slower than slow, but has potential, which is kind of how Dunbar started off, to be honest. He was one of these types of scenarios. Gary Askew, we'll consider you. What if I consider, wow, I just thought of this. Since I don't have a tight end as a backup, I mentioned this in my last video, I wish you could sort by position so I could pull all my wide receivers up and just look at them. How much does he want? 6. Dang. That's what I'm hoping for. I'd like to have somebody just sit on the bench for the year. I want a wide receiver to sit on the bench for the year that has full speed potential and let him be the just in case we have an injury guy. I wrapped back around, okay. And I don't have one of those here because he's an 8 million. Darn, 6 million. That close to being what I would consider a perfect catch. A 3rd round pick like that, with all the potential to just sit on the bench. Darn it. Why can't I have 1 more million? Why can't you ask for less, Wordle? Really? You're not a $6 million receiver. You're a $5 million receiver. Do we do the same thing with a backup quarterback? 9. Oh, never mind. I didn't even look at that. They're way too expensive. So the question is, do I take a running back? Hey, that dude's got plenty of speed at 5 million. Maybe I take my running back out of the backfield every once in a while. Not to run it, but rather to as a receiver option. Quentin Bolden, you are on my radar. Hines, no. And then Askew, kind of like him. Bolden and Askew, who do I want? I always go to the tight end more frequently, but this guy's going to take work until he's got enough speed to get down the field. If his speed was up and everything else was down, I'd consider him faster. Man, I really want Wordle. Darn it. Well, either way, I do need to get rid of the kicker. Thank you for joining. I mean, look at that. I mean, the guy's got a great range. There's his stats. He's played 19 games and never kicked the ball. So, guess why? Because we don't kick the ball. I'm making this way more complicated than it needs to be. This video should have been 3 minutes long. But I want Wordle. Dang, I want Wordle. Is that bad to want him as bad as I do? That guy would be just perfect to be a backup wide receiver, just in case there's an injury. Why am I crying over? I can't do it. So why even? Okay, so I'm going with Askew. Bolden's better. Bolden's better. But I feel like running backs fumble the ball when they've got catching that low. That was my experience last 2 seasons ago. Tight ends don't seem to drop. Oh, but his speed is ridiculous low. And I'm not going to throw it to him enough for that stat to grow. Bolden it is. Welcome to the team. We'll see if you make it for more than 1 season. You are an ancillary player to us. But we are glad to have you on board. You're stuck between a bunch of bling up there, sir. See how you can handle yourself. All right, we're exactly 200 million. We have no room for anything else. We'll use our coaching credits. Round 3, again, we will get 2 more coaching credits, and the season can begin. Welcome to Season 12 of the RBA, the Premier League. Marching Ants. We are going to keep marching. You keep marching. Until then, peace.